Dear chosen ones, the most formidable power is not the one on display, but the one no one expects. Do you feel it within you? The whispers of something extraordinary, a calling that separates you from the rest. Chosen ones, you carry within you a spark that is not of this world, a gift divinely placed yet carefully concealed. But here's the profound truth. Even you may not fully grasp the depth of your true identity. Why? Because it is hidden intentionally, veiled by the hands of the Almighty Himself. Your superpowers are no ordinary gifts. They are a top-secret design of heaven. Imagine this. If the world caught a glimpse of what you could do, would they celebrate it, or would they attempt to exploit it? Would they marvel at your potential, or would fear drive them to turn your gifts into a spectacle, a meme for fleeting amusement? Perhaps that's why God, in His infinite wisdom, chose to hide you in plain sight. Those around you see only what they want to see. An ordinary individual, someone they underestimate without a second thought. But isn't that the beauty of His plan? In the book of Proverbs we read, "It is the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search out a matter is the glory of kings." Proverbs 25:2 NIV. What if your hidden identity is part of this divine glory? What if God is protecting you from a world that is not ready for the full revelation of who you are? Your life is like a masterful game of chess, orchestrated by the Creator Himself. The pieces are moving, and you are the one they've all overlooked. Yet, you are no pawn. You're a queen, a bishop, a knight in disguise, waiting for the precise moment to strike. Have you ever wondered why you feel so out of place, so unseen? Could it be that this is God's way of preparing you for a move that will change the game forever? So, dear one, do not rush. The suspense isn't just for the world, it's for you too. God loves a good story, and you are at the heart of one that will astonish even the angels. Are you ready to discover who you truly are? Or will you let the mystery linger a little longer? Chosen ones, God hid your true identity because your superpowers are a top secret. At number 1, you're a walking paradox of humility and power. When people see you, they think they've got you figured out. They observe your calm demeanor, your easygoing nature, and your unassuming presence, and they assume that's all there is. To them, you're just modest, maybe even overly so. But beneath that humble surface lies a force so extraordinary it could shake the ground beneath their feet, if only they knew. Yet, what confounds them even more is your choice. Yes, your choice. You choose not to flaunt what lies within. Why? Because you don't feel the need to prove yourself. In a world obsessed with loud declarations and flashy displays, you are the quiet storm no one sees coming. This is where the paradox deepens. The world expects strength to roar like thunder, but your power is the kind that moves mountains in silence. Have you ever noticed how people mistake your humility for weakness? Could it be that God has cloaked your strength in modesty to protect both you and them until the appointed time? The Bible speaks to this quiet strength in Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. You are not just a patient person, you are a warrior who knows that battles are not always won with swords, but with wisdom, restraint, and timing. What if your silence is not a lack of ambition, but a strategy woven by God Himself? You move through life like a chess master, carefully choosing when and where to make your moves. Flashy individuals crave attention. They show their cards for quick validation. But you're playing the long game. Why reveal your hand when you have the entire deck within your grasp? This isn't insecurity, it's discernment. You've learned that real power doesn't need applause to exist. True strength operates in the unseen, like the roots of a mighty tree that holds firm even in the fiercest storms. Here's the beauty of it all. Your humility is your greatest disguise. While others underestimate you, assuming your silence reflects a lack of ability or drive, you remain steadfast. Let them think you're ordinary. Let them believe you're just another face in the crowd. Isn't it better that way? For when the time comes, and it will come, you'll unleash even a fraction of your potential, and the world will never see you the same again. Have you ever wondered what their reactions will be when the quiet storm finally speaks? Until that moment arrives, you wait patiently, content in the knowledge that the world doesn't need to see all you are just yet. After all, isn't it in the waiting, the preparation, that the greatest transformations take place? Like David, who was overlooked as a mere shepherd boy before defeating Goliath, 1 Samuel 16:11-13, you're hidden in plain sight for a purpose greater than anyone imagines. So, let them underestimate you. It's all part of the plan, isn't it? Number 2, your struggles weren't random. They were a refining process. Every difficulty, every moment when it felt like your world was falling apart, was no accident. Those trials, painful as they were not designed to destroy you, but to prepare you. Have you ever wondered why you had to endure so much when others seemed to glide through life untouched? What if those challenges weren't punishments, but carefully orchestrated steps in a process to transform you into something extraordinary? The Bible reminds us in Romans 5:3-4. We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Your life is a testament to this truth. Those struggles were not meaningless. They were heaven's way of sharpening you, stripping away what was unnecessary and revealing the strength at your core. Like a master craftsman refining precious metal, God used every hardship to remove the impurities, leaving behind only the purest, most unbreakable version of you. Think about it. While others falter under the weight of adversity, you've learned not only to endure, but to thrive. Those moments that felt like breaking points were, in fact, turning points. Each one taught you resilience, patience, strategy, and self-reliance. Could you have gained this depth of insight if life had been easy? Would you possess this quiet strength if everything had come without effort? Your potential was not meant to be cultivated in comfort, but through fire. Like steel forged in a furnace, you've been tempered by life's heat until only your strongest parts remain. Consider the story of Joseph in Genesis 37:50. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly, it might have seemed his life was nothing but suffering. Yet, each trial was preparing him to rise as a leader who would save nations during famine. What if your story mirrors his? What if your struggles are setting the stage for a breakthrough that will not only change your life, but the lives of others? It wasn't about punishment, it was about preparation. Every setback carried a lesson designed to equip you for the challenges ahead. You've been conditioned to succeed in places where others would fail. While most crumble under pressure, you've become a fortress, unyielding, unstoppable, and uniquely built for greatness. Have you noticed how the strongest people often endure the heaviest burdens? That's no coincidence. Greatness demands pressure, and your life has been proof of that. Each hardship was a chiseling stroke, shaping you into the masterpiece you were destined to be. When the time comes for you to step fully into your purpose, everything will suddenly make sense. You weren't just surviving, you were in training. And now, the world is about to see what happens when someone who has been through the fire emerges refined, stronger, and ready to take on a destiny far greater than anyone could imagine. Number 3, you intimidate people without trying, and that's by design. Without lifting a finger or uttering a single boastful word, you make people uneasy. It's not intentional, but it's undeniable. Your mere presence commands attention in a way that leaves others on edge. Have you noticed how rooms seem to shift subtly when you enter? It's as if people instinctively sense there's something extraordinary about you, something they can't define but can't ignore. You embody a quiet power that doesn't need to announce itself. It's not the loud, brash kind of confidence that craves validation. Instead, your energy speaks in whispers, steady and unshakable. And for many, that silent strength is far more unsettling than any overt display of dominance. As Proverbs 28:1 says, "The wicked flee, though no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion." Your boldness isn't loud. It's the kind that unsettles, because it reveals what others lack. But here's the beauty of it. This intimidation isn't something you actively cultivate. You don't wake up thinking about how to make others feel small. In fact, you probably aren't even aware of it most of the time. Yet, people around you notice, and their reactions speak volumes. Why do some avoid eye contact? Why do others suddenly seem defensive or overly eager to prove themselves in your presence? It's because your very existence exposes their insecurities. This is no coincidence. It's by divine design. God has hidden your true identity for a reason. If the world knew exactly who you were and what you were capable of, it would go beyond mere discomfort. It would cause fear. And not just fear of you, but fear of what your presence represents. A disruption to the status quo, a force that challenges superficiality and demands authenticity. This unintentional intimidation serves as a filter, removing those who aren't meant to be in your life. Those who can't handle your quiet power naturally distance themselves, leaving space for the few who can appreciate and respect the depth of your character. As 2 Corinthians 6:17 reminds us, "Come out from among them and be separate." Your energy does the separating for you. And for those who belong in your circle, they recognize the brilliance in your restraint. They see the light in your eyes, the wisdom in your silence, and the strength you hold back. Not because you're afraid, but because you know your time hasn't come yet. Number 4, you see through the facade of the world. While others chase fleeting trends, lose themselves in social media likes, or immerse themselves in gossip and drama, you stand apart. You've been given a gift not everyone has, the ability to see the world for what it truly is. Beneath the noise and distractions, you perceive the deeper truths that most miss entirely. This clarity is no accident, it's part of your calling. Your vision penetrates beyond the surface, revealing motivations, hidden agendas, and the reality behind the illusions. Most people operate on autopilot, believing in the images society projects. But not you. You're like the character Neo in The Matrix, able to see the code, while everyone else is still trapped in the simulation. John 8:32 says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." That freedom, however, comes with a burden. The weight of seeing the world clearly is not for everyone. Imagine if the people around you were suddenly given your perspective. Would they embrace it, or would they crumble under the weight of such knowledge? The truth can be liberating, but it can also be terrifying. That's why God has shielded your identity. He's entrusted you with this insight because you can handle it. But not everyone should have access to that kind of power. Your ability to cut through the facade places you in a league of your own. While others are content playing shallow games, you're operating on an entirely different level. You can tell when people are lying, sense when situations are not as they appear, and discern truths hidden in plain sight. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. Your focus isn't on fleeting distractions, but on the eternal, the meaningful, the real. As others run themselves, ragged chasing illusions, you're playing the long game, You see the board for what it is, strategizing moves that no one else can even comprehend. It's not that you're disconnected or aloof, it's that you've chosen not to waste your energy on what doesn't matter. This ability to navigate the world's chaos while staying rooted in truth is rare and dangerous, but it's also the very reason you've been chosen. Jesus himself reminded his disciples in Matthew 13, 16, 17, "But blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. For truly I tell you, many prophets and righteous people longed to see what you see, but did not see it. You've been given this sight because you're destined to use it for something greater. And when the time comes, your clarity will not just guide you, it will guide others." Number 5. Your destiny is too massive for ordinary people to grasp. Your destiny is not just extraordinary, it's incomprehensible to the average mind. God has crafted you for something far greater than what most people can imagine. The weight of your calling is so immense that revealing your full identity prematurely would only lead to misunderstanding, doubt, and even rejection from those who lack the vision to see beyond the ordinary. You weren't designed for mediocrity, nor for the shallow definitions of success that many cling to. Think about the story of Joseph in Genesis 37. When he shared his dreams with his brothers, they could not grasp the magnitude of what God had planned for him. Instead, they reacted with envy and sought to silence him. Why? Because his destiny was too grand for their limited perspectives. Similarly, your identity is concealed not as a punishment, but as protection. God is shielding you from those who would try to diminish or distort your purpose simply because they can't comprehend it. In your hidden phase, you're being prepared for something monumental. This is a time for you to grow, develop, and refine the gifts God has placed within you. When you're surrounded by people who see the world in black and white, your vibrant spectrum of potential can feel overwhelming to them. They might question your vision, mock your ambitions, or try to confine you within their limited understanding. But as Isaiah 55, 8-9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." God's plan for your life transcends human comprehension. This hidden season is an act of grace. It allows you to cultivate your gifts without the weight of others' expectations or the distraction of their doubts. Like a seed planted deep in the soil, you're being nurtured in secret so that when you finally emerge, your impact will be undeniable. Your destiny isn't just about personal success. It's about becoming a trailblazer, a light in the darkness, and a source of inspiration for others. When the time comes, your emergence will not just challenge the status quo, it will redefine it. The very people who once underestimated you will be compelled to rethink everything they thought they knew. So embrace this season of preparation with faith and patience. Know that God is molding you into an extraordinary force, one that the world is not yet ready to behold. And when you finally step into your purpose, it will be as 1 Corinthians 2:9 declares, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human mind has conceived the things God has prepared for those who love him." Number 6, the world isn't ready for your enlightenment. You operate on a wavelength that most people can't even perceive. Your mind doesn't just think outside the box, it transcends it entirely. While others are consumed by daily distractions, trapped in cycles of narrow thinking, your perspective reaches far beyond the ordinary. It's not arrogance, it's a divine gift. Your thoughts challenge norms, question traditions, and break through barriers that keep others confined. But here's the reality. The world isn't ready for what you see. If you were to unveil the full depth of your understanding, it wouldn't just inspire people, it would terrify them. Why? Because humanity has built its foundation on illusions, on half-truths that feel safe and comfortable. Your enlightenment would shatter those illusions, exposing realities that most aren't equipped to handle. Consider the ministry of Jesus. When he spoke of the kingdom of God, many rejected him, not because his message lacked truth, but because it threatened their comfort and control. In John 8:45, Jesus said, "Because I tell the truth, you do not believe me." The truth you carry is similar. It challenges the world's lies and dares people to see beyond their limited perspectives. But like in Jesus' time, not everyone is ready to receive it. God has hidden your full potential for a reason. Humanity is still playing catch-up, clinging to old paradigms and resisting change. If your true self were revealed too soon, it would disrupt the status quo so drastically that many would respond with fear, hostility, or attempts to suppress you. This isn't a reflection of your worth, but of their unpreparedness. Your hidden phase is a time of alignment and preparation. God is positioning you strategically, ensuring that when the moment comes, your enlightenment will be received by those who are ready. This isn't just about protecting you, it's about protecting them. In their current state, most people can't handle the full scope of the truth you carry, but the time will come. As Habakkuk 2:3 reminds us, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." When the world is ready, your light will no longer be hidden. Your insights will inspire transformation, challenging people to rise above their limitations and see the world as it truly is. Until then, walk boldly in your calling, knowing that God has placed you exactly where you need to be. Carry your truth with humility and grace, trusting that when the appointed time arrives, the world will finally be ready to receive the extraordinary enlightenment you've been chosen to share. Number 7. Your silence speaks louder than any words could. There is an unmistakable power in your silence, a strength that doesn't need to shout or prove itself to anyone. Unlike those who constantly seek validation by proclaiming their worth, you are content to let your actions and presence speak for you. This quiet confidence unnerves people because they can sense something extraordinary about you, even if they can't pinpoint what it is. It's not just the absence of words, it's the weight of who you are that fills the silence with significance. Think of Jesus during his trial before Pilate. When asked to defend himself against accusations, he remained silent. Matthew 27:12-14. His silence was not a sign of weakness, but of supreme authority. It showed that he didn't need to justify himself to those who could never truly understand him. Similarly, your silence isn't emptiness. It's wisdom, strength, and divine purpose. God has hidden your identity and equipped you with this gift of silence because it is a shield and a strategy. In a world consumed by noise, where everyone clamors for attention, your ability to remain quiet and composed sets you apart. While others are busy revealing their plans, you are observing, preparing, and making moves behind the scenes. Your silence protects you from unnecessary drama and distractions, allowing you to focus on your mission without interference. And when you do act, your actions resonate far louder than any words could. People take notice, not because you've demanded it, but because the undeniable impact of your presence leaves a mark. Those who are attuned to your purpose will see the depth of your power in what you do, not in what you say. As Proverbs 17:28 reminds us, even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue. Your silence is unforgettable. It commands respect because it reflects your deep confidence in God's timing and purpose. You don't need to explain yourself to those who won't understand. When the moment comes, To reveal your full identity, it will be on your terms, and the world will be forced to listen. Until then, continue walking in this quiet strength, knowing that God is using even your silence as a powerful testimony of His work in you. Number 8, you repel fake people without even trying. There is a spiritual clarity about you that makes fake people uncomfortable. Without saying a word, your presence alone exposes pretense and deceit. It's not something you consciously do, but it's as if your very energy shines a light that reveals the truth. When someone with a hidden agenda enters your space, they feel exposed, vulnerable, even panicked. They sense that you can see through their masks, and this realization makes them uneasy. This gift isn't accidental. God has intentionally kept your true identity hidden, allowing your authenticity to serve as a filter. Fake people, manipulators, and those with shallow intentions simply cannot stay around you for long. They self-select out of your life because they know their facades won't hold up under the weight of your discernment. This is a divine protection, keeping you from being entangled with those who might seek to exploit or undermine you. Consider how Jesus exposed the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. In Matthew 23, He called out their hidden motives, revealing the corruption beneath their outward displays of righteousness. Similarly, your presence acts like a spiritual mirror, reflecting the truth back to those who encounter you. For some, this is a gift. They see your authenticity and are inspired to grow. But for others, it is a threat, and they will flee rather than face what you reveal. Your ability to repel fake people isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about creating space for genuine connections. Those who remain in your life are there because they align with your purpose and bring authenticity to the relationship. God uses this dynamic to surround you with people who will uplift and support you, rather than drain or deceive you. This filtering process is one of your greatest strengths. It ensures that your time and energy are devoted to those who are real, honest, and aligned with your calling. As 2 Corinthians 6:14 reminds us, do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common, or what fellowship can light have with darkness? Your light naturally drives away the darkness, leaving only those who are meant to walk alongside you. So, embrace this gift. Let your authenticity continue to shine, knowing that it is both a protection and a blessing. The ones who fade away were never meant to stay, and the ones who remain will be those who see your true worth and are willing to stand with you in your purpose. Number 9, your gifts are time-bombed, waiting for the right moment. Your gifts are not ordinary. They are divine deposits, carefully planted within you and ticking quietly, waiting for the exact moment to burst forth with power and purpose. These gifts are like seeds planted in fertile soil, hidden from view, but growing steadily beneath the surface. God is the master planner, and He has ordained a specific season for your talents to bloom. Until then, He shields them, ensuring they are nurtured and developed, not squandered or misunderstood. Consider David, anointed as king while still a young shepherd. Samuel 16:13. Though chosen by God, he didn't ascend to the throne immediately. Instead, he spent years in preparation, tending sheep, facing Goliath, and enduring trials that refined his character and fortified his faith. In the same way, your gifts are in a season of preparation. You may sense their potential, feel the occasional surge of inspiration, or glimpse the transformative power they hold. But you also know the wisdom in waiting. This waiting is not wasted. Every experience, every challenge, every quiet moment of reflection is sharpening your abilities. Like a sword being forged in fire, your gifts are becoming stronger, purer, and more impactful. If released too soon, they could be met with resistance or even harm, either to you or others, because the world might not yet be ready to receive what you have to offer. But when the moment comes, when the divine clock strikes, your gifts will explode onto the scene in ways that will shake foundations and inspire change. It won't just be a step forward, it will be a leap, a transformation that will leave an indelible mark on those around you. As Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Trust that your time is coming, and when it does, you'll be unstoppable. Until then, embrace the preparation. Be patient with the process, for God's timing is always perfect. He is aligning circumstances, shaping your character, and readying the world for the impact you are destined to make. When your gifts are finally revealed, it will be a moment no one will forget. A moment that will not only transform your life, but also illuminate the path for others. Number 10. You're designed to thrive in isolation. In a world that glorifies busyness and constant social connection, you are different. You are uniquely crafted to find strength in solitude, thriving in spaces where others might falter. For you, isolation is not a burden. It's a sanctuary. It is where you reconnect with your divine purpose. Hear God's voice clearly and tap into the wellspring of creativity and wisdom that lies within you. When others rush to surround themselves with people, noise, and distractions, you instinctively know that solitude is where true growth happens. Think of Jesus, who often withdrew to isolated places to pray and recharge. Luke 5:16. These moments of separation weren't signs of weakness, but of profound strength. They were opportunities for him to align with his Father's will and gather the power needed to fulfill his mission. For you, isolation serves a similar purpose. It's where your inner world comes alive, free from the demands and judgments of others. In the quiet, you confront your fears, wrestle with your doubts, and emerge stronger. This separation isn't punishment, it's preparation. God intentionally keeps you apart from the noise of the world because He knows that your greatest strengths are being cultivated in the stillness. While many view solitude as loneliness, you see it as empowerment. It's in these moments of aloneness that you refine your gifts, explore your passions, and gain insights that others, consumed by external validation, could never comprehend. Your ability to thrive in isolation is a rare gift, one that sets you apart in a society that often equates worth with social presence. And when you re-emerge, you do so with a depth of understanding and a richness of spirit that captivates and inspires those around you. People may not understand how you've achieved so much in your quiet moments, but that's the beauty of it. God's work in you is often hidden until it's time to be revealed. As Isaiah 30:15 says, "In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength." Your solitude is not a retreat, it's a recharge. It's where you prepare to face the world with renewed purpose and unparalleled strength. Let others seek the noise if they must, but you know that the quiet places are where miracles are born and transformation begins. Number 11. Your identity is hidden to protect you from enemies you haven't even met yet. Your identity, though concealed, is an intentional act of divine protection. God, in His infinite wisdom, has hidden your true essence from those who would seek to harm, exploit, or undermine you. This shroud of mystery is not a limitation, but a fortress, a shield that guards your gifts, your purpose, and your potential from adversaries you haven't even encountered yet. Imagine Joseph in the Bible, a young man with dreams of greatness, betrayed by his own brothers out of envy. Genesis 37. Had his full potential been revealed too soon, his path to leadership could have been thwarted by forces working against him. In the same way, God is keeping your true identity under wraps, ensuring you have the space to grow and the freedom to develop without interference. Your hidden identity is a strategy, not an oversight. There are those in the world, driven by jealousy, insecurity, or fear, who would be threatened by your light if they truly understood its brilliance. They might attempt to extinguish it before it can shine at full strength. By remaining unseen for now, you are granted a season of preparation. This is your time to refine your talents, deepen your faith, and build the resilience you'll need to withstand the inevitable challenges that come with stepping into your calling. Every day you spend in this protective cocoon is a gift, a chance to cultivate your power and fortify your spirit. When the time comes for you to step into the light, you won't just be ready, you'll be unstoppable. You'll emerge with a strength that no enemy can shake and a clarity that no opposition can cloud. This hidden phase is not a sign of neglect, but of divine care. As Isaiah 54:17 assures us, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. God is not only shielding you from those who would harm you, but also preparing you to face them with confidence when the moment is right. Trust in His timing and embrace this season of anonymity, knowing that it is essential to your journey. When your identity is finally revealed, it will be a revelation that no one can ignore, a testament to the power of preparation and divine protection. Number 12. You're a weapon in the making, not meant to be wielded by just anyone. You're not ordinary, you're a weapon in the making, crafted with precision, infused with purpose, and destined for a battle far greater than the trivial pursuits of this world. Your power is not for everyone to wield. It's not something to be exploited, manipulated, or used for selfish gain. Instead, it is reserved for a divine calling, a purpose so profound that it transcends the petty conflicts and superficial struggles of daily life. God is shaping you for something extraordinary, and this process requires care, patience, and a season of hidden preparation. Just as a blacksmith tempers steel through heat and hammering, you are being refined, your edges sharpened, your core strengthened, for a purpose that will shake the very foundations of the status quo. In a world where many chase validation, attention, and power for their own glory, you stand apart. Your potential isn't rooted in selfish ambition, but in a higher mission. Like Esther, who was placed in her royal position for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. You are being prepared to step into a role that requires wisdom, courage, and unwavering faith. God's concealment of your identity is an act of mercy and strategy. He knows that if your full power were revealed too soon, it might be misused by those who don't understand its value or significance. You are not a tool for the mundane. You are a vessel for the extraordinary. This incubation period allows you to grow in wisdom, discernment, and strength, ensuring that when the time comes, you'll be equipped to wield your power responsibly and effectively. When you finally step into your purpose, you will not be easily swayed by flattery, manipulation, or the fleeting desires of others. You will stand firm, guided by the clarity of your calling and the knowledge that your power is not your own, but a gift from God. As Ephesians 6:10-11 reminds us, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. You are a weapon, but not one of destruction. You are a force of change, a catalyst for truth, and a beacon of hope. When the time comes to step into the arena, you will not falter. You will emerge as a force to be reckoned with, ready, resilient, and fully aligned with your divine mission. Your purpose will become crystal clear, and your impact will resonate with profound depth. You won't merely be another player in this game of life. You will be the one who changes the rules, the one who challenges everything we thought we knew about possibility. Right now, your true identity might be hidden, wrapped in layers of mystery, but this concealment is not without reason. You are being prepared for something greater than the world could ever expect. Think of Jesus, who, though the Son of God, was not widely recognized for his divine power until the appointed time. What if your hidden potential is a divine strategy, a preparation for a moment in history that will forever alter the course of your life and the lives of those around you? Do you ever wonder why your journey seems more difficult than others, or why your true self feels like it's buried beneath layers of silence? Maybe, just like the young David in the Bible, who was overlooked by his own family and kept in the fields as a shepherd, God is keeping you in the shadows for now because your moment to shine is yet to come. And when it does, the world will know that you were always destined for greatness. But remember, like David, your time will come, and it will be a time that brings about a victory far beyond anyone's expectations. 1 Samuel 16. Your current obscurity isn't a curse, it's a protective cloak, ensuring that when the right time comes, you'll be fully equipped to handle the magnitude of your calling. There's wisdom in waiting. Your talents, insights, and gifts are being finely tuned, shaped like gold being refined in the fire. It's in this sacred time of invisibility that you are being made ready for what's ahead. Proverbs 3:5-6 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Are you willing to trust that even in the silence, God is preparing you for something extraordinary? As you navigate this quiet phase, remember that your uniqueness is not something to shy away from. It is your greatest asset. The solitude and silence you experience today are not signs of abandonment, but moments for you to cultivate the strengths and insights that will eventually transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Think of Moses, hidden in the wilderness for years before being called to lead the Israelites to freedom. What if this is your wilderness, a place of preparation before you are sent to fulfill your divine purpose? You carry within you a wealth of wisdom, shaped by experiences that few can even begin to understand. What if those very experiences, those challenges you've faced, those dreams you've longed for, and the battles you've fought, are the keys to leading others to a place of freedom, peace, and understanding? The world doesn't need another follower. It needs someone like you who will challenge the norms, redefine success, and lead others toward their own path of enlightenment. When your identity is finally revealed, it won't be about conforming to the expectations of others. Instead, it will be your moment to elevate the expectations, to show the world the power of a life lived authentically, unapologetically, and boldly. Just like Esther, who was chosen for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. Your moment will come when you step into the fullness of who you are, equipped with the wisdom and strength to inspire and transform. You are destined for more than survival. You are designed for impact. So trust in the divine timing of your life. Embrace the weight of your purpose, for the journey ahead will not only be challenging, but extraordinary. Remember, just like a seed grows in the hidden soil before it bursts through the ground, your time will come. The world may not be ready now, but when your moment arrives, it will be undeniable, and your impact will leave a mark that can never be erased. Your moment is coming. It's inevitable, and it will be nothing short of extraordinary. If you feel a stirring within you, a pull towards something greater, know that you are not alone. This is your calling. And if this message resonates with you today, I invite you to take a step in faith. Like, share, and comment the number 777 to affirm that you're ready for your destiny. This number is a divine sign of completion, of God's perfect timing, and the manifestation of your purpose. Trust that as you take this step, you are declaring your readiness for what is to come. May God bless you with clarity, courage, and the wisdom to embrace your divine calling. Your journey is just beginning, and with every step, you are getting closer to the moment when the world will finally see what you are truly made of. Prepare yourself, for it will be nothing less than extraordinary.